distinct pleasure to present to you our guest speaker, J.R. Spencer. He does hail from Nez Perce country, very near here, from the reservation, a master storyteller and musician. And you know, J.R. has been presenting on riverboats here in this area for, this is his 26th year, believe it or not. And you know, I'm a little concerned that the cruise companies that hired him back then were violating child labor laws. But it was okay. He was paid for his efforts back then, and of course, he's paid for his efforts here too, and it's well worth it. And it's always, as some of you got a brief view of him in a little film yesterday on horseback on Annapolis as he was riding in a beautiful moving ceremony that's held every year in Fort Vancouver. But I don't want to take any more of his time. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I present to you J.R. Spencer, the Nez Perce.
Thank you very much. Can everybody hear me okay? I hate to ask that. I asked that one time, and a guy way in the back said, I can't, go ahead, no sense in always having to suffer. Katsmeri Lamna. Good morning, everyone. My name is White Bull. This was the name of my great-great-grandfather. This name was given to me by a friend of the family who was a storyteller. He taught me many of the stories and the traditions of our people. Now, our people are very childlike in their ways. It shows in our music and in our stories how our people were influenced by their surroundings and how we approach everything in a very childlike manner. Now, traditionally, stories were never told in the spring and summer months. The only time to tell stories is in the winter months or when you're traveling. Because in the spring and summer months, you had to gather foods and prepare them for the long winter months ahead. So it was said that only bad-little children has to be told stories in the summertime. But since the air is slightly crisp out there, everybody here has been traveling, and in the mountains we actually did get a little bit of snow in September. I guess we're legal and I can tell some of these stories. Anytime the people would gather to tell stories or to exchange information, an elder would always sing a song because it was said that a person's heart must be in the right place to receive the information that's going to be shared with the group. Welcome tayo si hiwas wal klima wal tayo. Tiklupa man, kumat inoka. Piyo ni uku wal tifawiyan petwik na tiklupa wal tayo. Welcome kanyawa ni tayo si. I just said that this is a very old song which was handed down from generation to generation. Down from generation to generation. And it was said that no matter how many times you heard a story or no matter how many times you told a story, you would always learn something from these stories. Now, we also told stories as we traveled because it was said that if you tell these stories in a certain order, you can get anywhere you want to go in this first country. As you travel, you would see landmarks, and you can tell the story associated with that landmark. Travel with kids all the time. I have to admit that song's a lot better than listening to John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And 5 minutes into a 7-hour car ride, it's like, I don't care who you are, just be quiet. That's it. Change songbook.
Oh,
rest. When he was rested, he took out his medicine bundle and he used his great powers to dig a hole through those mountains. And the water in the lake drained into the ocean and formed the Columbia River. The salmon swam out of the ocean up the river and his people had plenty to eat. Now when Coyote did this, he created a stone bridge. And the old people, they used to talk about being able to walk from one side of the Columbia to the other. But a few years later, there was a great earthquake and broke that bridge down. The pieces of stone that fell into the water formed the Cascades of the Columbia. And that's how Coyote created the Columbia River and brought salmon to his people. And I still have aha moments. Start thinking about a story and say, that's what they meant by that. 26 years later, still learning from these stories. You know, as I talk to different groups of people, one of the questions I asked is about my background, my education. A lot of people don't know, but I was a Rhodes Scholar. Yeah, don't get excited, it was a dirt road. Lisa Hampton people, those of us that live here on what's known as the Columbia Plateau, have instruments that we refer to as the tsupumas or tsupumites. These are the flutes and the whistles. This comes from our word sapu, which means to blow. Now a young man was in the high mountains hunting, and he heard this really strange noise. It was a really sad song. This young man was listening to the teopo. You only hear the teopo in the high mountains where fire has gone through, and the wind blows through those bare limbs, and it whistles, and it makes this sound. This teopo was singing, telling about the fire and how it raced through the forest, destroying everything in its path. As this young man sat there listening, he heard another song way off in the distance. It was a happy song. It was another teopo singing, telling about the new grasses and the trees which would grow in the springtime. She would be sitting in her tent surrounded by her family. She might be preparing a meal, or she might be working on a pair of moccasins, and she'd hear this song off in the distance, and she'd begin to smile, and her relatives would look at her like, what the heck is wrong with you? It was said that every woman knew the songs of her man. She knew who that was out there, and she knew that that song was for her. People moved on to the reservations, they said it's time to learn to live a new way. And so certain traditions had to be set aside to make way for this new lifestyle. This stick is going to take me somewhere. He was right. This old bear and I have been traveling for many years, and all around the world. He's starting to show the signs of the travels. He's got chipped ears. He's only got one tooth left. He still seems pretty good for only having one tooth. And that's why I call him Warm Springs Bear. My mother, she was raised over on the Warm Springs Reservation in Oregon. And so everybody thought she was Warm Springs. So we went over there for a powwow to visit my aunt who was still living over there. We're sitting in this cafe having lunch. This lady walks in, comes over and starts talking to my mom and my two aunties. It was one of my mom's childhood friends. And they were laughing and telling stories and having a good time. And this lady, she got up, she started to leave. She stopped and she turned around. She said, "Oh, it's so good you girls can come home once in a while." And I looked at my mom, I'm like, "What?" And she said, "Well, I was raised over here, so everybody thinks that I'm Warm Springs." I told her, "Smile." She smiled. Now you can't do Warm Springs, you still got all your teeth. Later on I found out she was wearing dentures. When you travel around the Warm Springs Reservation, it's really hard to notice that a few of them are missing some teeth, so anytime I'm over there, I always have to tease the Warm Springs side of the family. What did you get when you have 32 Warm Springers in the same room? A full set of teeth. We only tease you because we love you. Walked up to a pregnant mare and he put his fingers on her hip and he sang a song. When the mare had her baby, the people gathered around and they saw this beautiful little colt lay on the ground. Oh, he was just mullets. He was just cute. And they saw he had 5 spots on his hip. That was the creation of the Maman. Now the Maman would command twice the price of any other horse, and people came from all around to trade for our horses. Even our enemies would literally risk their lives to raid one of our villages in the hopes of obtaining just one of these horses. Our cousins, the Puluxpu people, they had huge herds of these horses. And when the West was opened up, people traveling through to seek their fortunes, they saw all of those horses. They began to refer to them as a Pulu's horse. Later on, the name slowly shortened and became Appaloosa. And now you know the rest of the story. No.
Spencer, everyone. J.R. Spencer.